Welcome, G3 investors. We're looking at the second week ended January 13th, 2023. Here's a 2 year chart of the NASDAQ Composite Index. You can see that the NASDAQ gained 4.8% for the week, even though on Friday the big banks announced that they were going to set aside $4 billion in reserves for a recession, a possible recession in 2013 or 2023. If we look at the S&P 500, it's much better shape. It just rose above the blue line here, which is the 200 day or the 40-week moving average, but it still needs to get above 4,100 here for me to consider that the market is no longer in correction mode. But that's a 2.7% gain for the week. And not showing, but the Russell was up 5.3%. This is the best week of gains in the last 2 months, as you can see here. So it's a pretty good month or a pretty good week. I guess the rally was bolstered by the inflation data that came out with regards to the CPI, which was 6.5% annualized, and that compares, or that's down from its peak in 2022 of 9.1%. Now, if we take a look at our model real quick here, we gained 11.2%, and we're crushing our benchmarks, the S&P 500 by 4.2 percentage points, and the NASDAQ, by 7 percentage points, and the NASDAQ by 5.3 percentage points. Now, the model had 10 open positions, so let's take a look at the positions that we had open. Well, the first one is the Qs, and you can see we took a position in that on Friday right here at around 280. It's a breaking above, again, the blue line in this case is the 50-day moving average, and the red line is the 200. So it's got a ways to go. So that's why I consider that we're still in correction mode. And here you can see the SPY is just above the red line, which is the 200-day moving average. Now, some of the other positions we have the energy select sector, and that broke out of this little sideways consolidation, so we took a position in that one on Friday, and we're above the 50-day and the 200-day moving average on that one. And there's the industrial sector. Nice little move up on this one from that sideways consolidation. The materials sector, XLB, very similar looking. Now we have a golden cross here where the blue line, the 50-day, crosses over the 200-day moving average, and that's a really positive thing. So, there's some earnings that are going to be released this coming week as the start of the heart of earnings season, but the big guys, the big glams are the following week. But next week we do have Goldman Sachs, and let's see what Goldman Sachs did. Yeah, the money center banks, Goldman Sachs. There's Morgan Stanley. We look at Bank of America or Citigroup. They're all moving up off of their bottom. So the banks, in spite of that full $4 billion in reserves, are looking pretty strong. Let's look at the IYR. That is the real estate ETF, and that's a nice little breakout here. Looks like it wants to at least get above its 200-day moving average there. XME is metals and mining. Nice breakout there. That's housing or the home builders. Again, another nice breakout. Broke out above this little peak here. So, and it's well above, got the golden cross, and it's well above its 200-day and its 50-day moving average, and that's what you want to see. IJK, that's the S&P mid cap 400 growth. Just above. It's this confluence of these two averages. So it's got a ways to go yet. And then last but not least, IYT, which is the transport index. Again, it just broke above its 200-day moving average here. But that's a nice move up off of its bottom down here. Okay, this year we're starting our portfolio with 100,000 beginning capital. We start that over again. We've done Model 1 for 3 years. We did Model 2 for 3 years, and now we're starting over with Model 3. And already we're up 11.2%. So I think we're going to rock the world again. I'm shooting for at least 100% gain, or maybe 150% gain again for this year. And we'll be using margin, 100K of margin, so that'll allow us to leverage up our positions and do better overall. Now, last but not least, I would like to look at the heat map. This is a heat map, a 1-week heat map of the S&P 500. And we can take a look at there's Amazon gained 14%, Tesla up 8.2%. There's Meta over there up at a little over 5%. There's NVIDIA up 3.7%. So the semiconductors are starting to move. And of course, there's Google, Apple, Microsoft, the big glams. And you can see here the money center banks, they took off also. Oil and gas, we had a position in that. There's the real estate. So lots of green on the screen. Well, that's all for this week's video. I'm Greg Gallagher. I wish you good luck and good trading.